Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the best video that you will watch today. Returning viewers have waited an entire day to watch this video because we have a new video out every day at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to enjoy watching this video as much as I enjoy making them, grab yourself your favorite beverage. Mine is coffee. I do not care if it is in the afternoon or evening for you guys. We're going to have some coffee. And join me now for a toast in celebration of another episode on the One Meal channel. 1, 2, and 3. A toast so good, you have to do it twice. So we have our resident mascot here, Daphne the dog. Got to make sure we get lots of Daphne content in there for both the new and returning viewers, because we gotta make sure you don't click off. I want to make sure you know that Daphne's going to stay in here. Stay out of the kitchen. Stay out of the kitchen. She just went out and took a big, potty break, which means that she is going to get something very special. And what are you doing? Why do you think it's okay to be in here? Come here. Get over here. We do the same thing every time. Do the same thing every time. Go over in the dark part of the room. Yeah, sit. Oh, look, you figured it out. Good girl. And hopefully, that'll keep her occupied for the foreseeable future. All right, so it is the weekend, which means I have afternoon work, which means that I cannot make food for dinner, which means I shall be recording my video early for all of you today and eating a little bit earlier in the day than I typically do. Not a problem, however, because we record these videos one day ahead of time. Give ourselves a 1 day buffer in case anything. Got some rice on the ground. We get to see some cleaning today. In case anything comes up, make sure that we get our uploads consistently done. And I swear, if I see another comment saying that I can just use a cutting board instead of a paper towel, I'm going to not do anything. Obviously those comments are going to keep coming in, but I'm getting a lot more of those recently than I normally do. I have a feeling we will continue to get comments like that. So we will continue to not use a cutting board. Got to do whatever we can to get that engagement, right? A comment's a comment, whether negative or not. So typically we have a completely clean sink. Not today. There was not enough room inside of the dishwasher to put that bowl. So I'm running the dishwasher now. It will not be done until after I leave for work. So perhaps the roommate will still be up by the time I get back, and I will have some time to put that away. If not, we will wait for the morning, and we will have a cleaning video in the morning, which you know how much you like cleaning videos. We're at the very tail end of our chicken broth. Notice that we have a rogue bone that made its way into the chicken broth, so nothing special to report on that. I think we have probably 1 or 2 more bits of rice that we can cook up with said chicken broth. So it might be time for me to return to the store, which sucks, because if I was a little bit more preparation, I would have gotten the chickens when I was at the store, because we are freshly back from said store. Look at that, yellow onions, one of which, or half of which, let's say, will be used for today's video. Let's take this out. We have some more bacon ends. We'll use the old stuff, and for our good friend Noah, we will be replacing his garlic salt, because gosh, we go through a lot of garlic salt on this channel. Let's see what we got here. Boom. Switch that out. More garlic salt. So how's your year been treating you so far? Are you still doing your New Year's resolutions? Have you started up a new habit? Has this year been kicking you in the pants? A little combination of both. So if there's one thing that I understand about the New Year's, year after year, it's that we'll always be facing adversity, no matter what our expectations are. So let's see. Yep, we're good there. We're good here. Our onion, thank goodness. I had that extra egg from the boy omelet that we made the other day. Go back to our typical 4. Put those eggs back, and I guess we'll put the bacon back as well, and we will officially get started. Coffee. Over the holidays, I added a little bit of creamer to my coffee, which was a nice change of pace, but typically black coffee, medium roast, so it's not too bitter. I don't want to be chewing on the coffee grounds. Medium roast coffee, not bad. Not bad at all. But I always think that I have more bacon left in here than I actually do. So we might be opening up that second pack right now, even though I didn't think we were. Bacon, eggs, rice, chicken. What else do we need? What else are we missing? What else are we missing? Oh, that's right. That's right. We have our potato. We have our last potato here that we're going to go through. I don't think I'm going to get more. Maybe. It's a good way to add some weight to our meal, but I don't think I'm going to have any more potato. So we'll do a couple of things. That bacon will begin to cook up. We'll head back into the fridge and grab some more bacon. Go over here and cut open the side. This is 3 pounds of bacon, a very small package. There's a lot of density in here. A lot of density. As always, you can get 3 pounds of bacon for the price of 1 pound if you just get all of the rejected ends. And if it's that simple, why not? Why not just do that? It's tasting the same. You get thicker pieces. Why not do that? With the amount of bacon that I consume every day, I would go through probably a pound, maybe 2 or 3 days. Because how many strips of bacon are in a pound? Like maybe 12 strips? Got to go with a thick cut, right? So that absolutely lowers the amount of strips that you get when you go for the thick cut. Back. And day one, when we put this bacon here in the Ziploc bag, it barely fits. yeah, we are going to have a good cleaning video tomorrow. Dishes to be done. I don't really like the sound that this is making. What's going up? What's going on here? Probably just me being a little paranoid, but I've heard that dishwasher we used several times and it doesn't make that sound. Bacon gets cooked up. All right, make your comments. Make your comments about using paper towel instead of a cutting board. Okay, well, it actually probably would be better to use a cutting board now because I cut these potatoes very poorly. But for those of you who are still wondering, maybe you're returning, or excuse me, you're watching this for the first time, I only have 2 cutting boards. And I'm sharing cutting boards with a roommate that I have. And I cut my chicken on the cutting board. And I have a personal habit, personal choice, where I must wash anything that raw meat comes in contact in the dishwasher. It must be sanitized. It's not just enough to hand wash it. It's just a personal thing that I have tried to get over, and I have not gotten over it. So every time that I use that cutting board, it needs to go in the dishwasher. And I only use the dishwasher when it is full, rather than using the dishwasher just for 1 or 2 items. So, in order to continue with the process of using the dishwasher when it is full, I limit my use of the cutting boards. Some people who have been watching this channel since it started have seen me use cutting boards in the past, especially for crock-pot meals.
Daphne.
I just let her out.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, who's this? Okay. Good girl.
I have a good roommate. He takes good care of his dog. But we share the load. We share the load. So anyway, that is why I don't use cutting boards. So this can go back in here. Yeah, you hear that? I don't think it's supposed to sound like that. It's making these grunting noises like Daphne the dog makes. And coffee. What I think we can do is we can just add these in here. This was a gift from my roommate's mom. It's definitely come in handy. take this out. The bacon is going to be done any minute now. Take off this outer shell. So I don't know if it's the way that I'm cutting the onions or if it's just because I've done it for a while, but I have not had watery eyes from the onions in a very long time, and I might have just jinxed myself, but I've heard that this root where everything combines, if you cut through that and you hold it up around your eyes like I'm doing right now, that it's supposed to make your eyes water really bad. But I just have not had that experience in quite some time. So I think in the history of this channel, it's about 60 meals, 60 days. I've only had watery eyes once, and it was after I put the onions in the pan. And I think I added some other things to it too, so not really sure what happened. So can you build up a tolerance to the onion pheromones or whatever? I'm curious to know that. So we have a lot of little pieces here. Every piece of bacon is about the same thickness, so it cooked up pretty quick. And as you know, returning viewers, my favorite viewers, the bacon fat is just an excellent to cook with. Yeah, it beats oil, beats butter. This dishwasher is freaking me out. I don't know how we're going to handle AI robots. There's some articles I've been reading of AI robots that people are getting ready to purchase and put into their home. I can't even handle the dishwasher making weird noises. Imagine what happens when your AI robot starts making weird noises. Ooh, nice. Good final cut on that. Perfect. And all we have left is the chicken to cut up. Let's enjoy our snack bacon. I still have a jar, a little mason jar, full of all my bacon drippings that I had from previous things that I had cooked last year. But this process that I have of using the bacon drippings themselves to cook more food than just cooking eggs and bacon. Here's the thing. If you cook eggs and bacon in the same pan, you really can't keep that bacon grease. I mean, you can, but it's going to have that egg smell to it, and that's kind of gross. So you can really only keep the bacon grease if you cook it by itself. With this process, you cook all of your food with the bacon grease, then add your rice in afterwards, and the rice absorbs all that flavor. You can just wash your pan in the sink immediately afterwards. You don't have to worry about any bacon grease getting in there and gunking anything up. This bacon's good. Nope, shoot. I missed some. And our rice is already done. So with that, yeah, the jasmine rice cooks really quickly. We used to be on sushi rice, which is kind of a thicker rice. And as, you know, in the name, it's kind of a stickier rice. And I like that because it's easier to get your fork on. These need to cook a little bit longer, but by the time they're cooked, these onions will be cooked as well. We'll sweat these onions out. I like my onions to have a little bit of crunch to them. You heard me say that in the last video, and the reason for that is onions have some excellent anti-inflammatory properties. But if you cook them really thoroughly, you cook out a lot of those properties as well, a lot of those amino acids. So I actually have a cold and flu concoction in here, which tastes worse than NyQuil. This is a combination of honey and raw onions that are put in here, and were soaked for several days, about a week. And I took the onion particles themselves out because although honey lasts forever, the onions do not. So I took the onions out after the anti-inflammatory properties were extracted and absorbed into the honey. If that sounds like a disgusting combination, it is. It really tastes horrible. But if you feel a cold coming on, and you can Google this as well. This is not like some, it is probably naturopath, naturopath stuff. It's probably herbalist stuff. Well, it's not. We're not talking about crystals and rocks here. Very well established, really old technique used to help cure sickness. So if you feel sickness coming on, especially this time of year, take a tablespoon of that with every meal. Maybe mix it in to your coffee or something like that, because it does taste awful. And it's been really useful for me. I had a horrible little cold about 6 months ago, and I used a previous batch of that, and I wouldn't say that it cleared it right up right away, but it helped me function throughout each and every day. So I was still sick for about a week, but I wasn't bedridden. I didn't have to take any time off work. Cleared up a lot of the gunk that I had in my throat and my body. I'm a big fan. So it goes bad about every 6 months because of the onions. So be aware of that. So let's take this chicken. A lot of this chicken is already small enough, so I'll just take these bigger pieces and cut them up. Chicken skin, don't skimp on the chicken skin. If you're new here, this is just rotisserie chicken that I break down. So in the next couple of days, I'll probably grab some more and break down the rest of that and make some more chicken broth. I don't get off work until 11 p.m. tonight, so if I can find, like a big, there's a local place that I usually like going to, but if I can find a big store that's open late, I'll probably go there and grab some more chicken after work. Hey, returning viewer, I forgot your name specifically, but you said there was a potential ouchie from when you found me put this into the pile of chicken. We have found it. We're going to take it out. Let's do not harm ourselves with that. So good call out. Again, I read all of your comments. I don't respond to all of them, but some of you have bad comments. But 80% of you are some of the nicest, smartest, most generous people who ask good questions. Even if they're critical of me, you ask good questions. So I'm completely open to criticism. You know, just be smart about it. Treat. If you're leaving a comment, this is how I look at comments. I look at the comments as if I've let you into my home and you're asking me these comments directly to my face. So I'm all for criticism. I'll absolutely take criticism, and I'll answer questions even if I've received them from other people in other videos like 5 times before. But if you're rude, then, you know, why would you expect me to treat that type of comment seriously? So in general, it's just nice to, it's good internet etiquette in any circumstance to, when you leave a comment, pretend like the person that you're speaking to lets you into their home, into the channel, and that you're speaking directly to their face. And I will return you the same courtesy. So here I am thinking that I did a good job going to the grocery store, getting more bacon and onions, but we've reached a very unique point in our food cycle where we actually need a complete refresher on all of our food items. So we're not going to wait for that egg to cook up. We want to have a good egg fried rice experience while still only having to use one pan. So that egg will cook up a little bit on the bottom. I'll grab what we have here. What's that? That's just cartilage. Cartilage is good. Bone is not. I'll grab all of this. Again, the downside of using chicken broth is that it kind of metastasizes there at the bottom to a little sheet. So we'll take that off. See, we're able to get that pretty easily. Don't want to waste any of that chicken broth or that rice. Put this back into the sink while the dishwasher finishes up. And we shall fold the egg in on itself. And fold the egg in on itself. There we go. Very nice. Very nice. Our last potato. We'll see. I'll probably end. I said I wasn't going to get more potato, but since if I can find a grocery store that's open really late, potatoes are cheap, I'll probably grab another sack of potatoes. I have a hankering for another chicken-related crock-pot meal. You know, we're out of elk for the foreseeable future. We're out of trout till the springtime hits. I could do pork. You know, I eat bacon, so. But, you know, this bacon is cured and often salted. So I don't have any fears that there's going to be any parasites or bad stuff living in here. But pork, I don't know what it is. There's a lot of videos on the internet of store-bought pork and store-bought fish having a lot of parasites in them. Now, granted, fresh caught fish can have parasites in them too. But there's something a little odd about, you know, a store-bought fish that, you know, you don't know how long it's been traveling and to get to its location and then sitting there on the shelf. And those parasites have stayed alive that whole time. You know, let's just say it's a week, right? Same with the pork. It's been, how long has it been since it went from pig to being on the shelf to being inside your grocery cart? Those parasites were in there the whole time? So there's something mental that's tough for me to get over, you know, compared to getting something fresh caught. If you get fresh caught and you find something, you know, you extract it, you pull it out, and then you just cook the heck out of it. Or you just chalk it up and say, you know, not going to eat it. Oh well. That coffee was losing its optimal temperature. It needed to be consumed. Yeah, I have an energy drink from time to time, but it's certainly a guilty pleasure. Anything in a can, as a general rule, is something that I try to avoid. I used to have a lot of soda. I used to drink soda all the time. You know, something about that fast food restaurant soda, root beer, it's different than the stuff that you can get at the store. And it's amazing. It's great. You know, back in high school, we'd have friends over to play Dead Space 3 or play the new Zombies maps or something, and we would grab cans of soda and stack them up on top of each other and binge drink soda all night so that we could get to the highest round of zombies possible. Lots of fun. But it also builds a really bad habit where I brought it into adulthood and continued drinking tons of soda. It just wasn't good for me. It tasted awesome. But it wasn't good for me. So let's be honest, energy drinks are probably worse for you than regular soda. They got more sugar, they got more caffeine. So I shouldn't be drinking them. But I still have one probably once a week. This holiday, though, or the holiday season, we're past the holiday season, but this holiday season I did a lot better of how I eat. I'm at a good weight. I'm happy with where my weight is at. But over the holidays, just like everybody, I usually put on like 10 or 15 pounds. I got a box of chocolates as a gift for Christmas, and I ate all those pretty quickly. I still have some like ice cream bars that were gifted from a neighbor that I'm having, you know, probably like one every day or two. But I've been checking my weight and it's been staying steady, which is good, because last year I put on more than just 10 or 15 pounds. I put on quite a few pounds. Yeah, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. If there's any time of year to do it, the winter months make the most sense. The hibernation months, after all. But I live in an area in the United States where we get pretty dramatic weather. So the summers are very hot and the winters are very cold. So it makes it difficult to go outside certain times of the year. Just get a walk-in or something like that, so. California is going through it right now, Southern California, with those fires, but regardless, I mean, seriously, California has the best weather, potentially in the world. So I do envy that aspect, that part of them. Okay. We got some trash to take out. Let's change this to pounds. Make your conversions for you UK viewers and Canadian viewers a lot easier. You can just plug it into Google. This is the second most important part of the video, second only to the intro. We do not count macros on this channel, only weight. And we are, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. We are at exactly 2 pounds. Exactly 2 pounds, which is good. Which means that I will be getting an appropriate amount of calorie intake for the day. I noticed that if I have less than 2 pounds for a meal, I typically start losing weight. And if I have closer to 3, I'll start gaining weight. So let us add to the Instagram. If you want to follow on Instagram, you can. It is linked in the channel bio, or you can just look up the one meal with underscores on Instagram itself. So thank you all for watching. Again, we upload every single day at 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. I welcome you to continue joining us on this journey where we eat one meal a day, typically the same meal a day, with a little bit of variety when the weather permits, or the seasons rather permit, elk, trout, for example. So again, I appreciate all of you. I will see you in the video tomorrow. Thanks.